All right. Now coming to cellular and tissue changes. I'm putting- Cellular and tissue changes क्या है? अब आपके normal in any average human, you have around 70,000 billion cells. There are trillions of cells. A rough number is around 70,000 billion. Some people tell it is around trillion cells. In any case, you have a normal cell which will have its own cell membrane, enclosing its cytoplasm and all the subcellular organelles that are present inside them. And you have certain things uh, through which your cells will interact. Even inside the cell, molecular interaction जो बोलते हैं between cells, how two cells are talking with each other essentially. How are they communicating with each other? Now, all cells in your body will exchange information, one or the other type of information. Now, this information exchange will occur through three main processes or are facilitated through three different types of molecules, essentially. Okay. So, first of all, molecular interactions between cells. Molecular interaction between cells literally translates to how cells are talking with each other. All right. How are they interacting with each other? So the first molecule that is helping in interaction will be called cell adhesion molecules or CAMs we will tell about. Okay. These are called CMS. Okay. Cell adhesion molecules. या फिर they are essentially a type of proteins. ऐसा बात करते हैं अब आपके पास अलग अलग टाइप ऑफ सेल एडिशन मॉलिक्यूल्स रहते हैं इन योर बेसिक पैथोलॉजी टेक्स्ट यू विल फाइंड तीन चार टाइप के रहते हैं यू विल फाइंड इम्यूनोग्लोबुलिन्स ठीक है यू विल फाइंड cadherins you will find selectants you will find integrins okay these four are the common ones okay, you will have a few others as well but these four are enough if you are thinking of it from an exam perspective generally cell adhesion molecules में क्या आते बोले तो immunoglobulins cadherins integrins and selectants ये चार लिख दिए तो बस okay. Integrants, adherents. They have each of them will have their own specific role. Okay. As we keep studying about more and more diseases, you will understand what their role is. And immunoglobulins. Immunoglobulins, I'm sure you already know, but just in case. Okay. These are the four what do you call molecules or submolecules that come under CAMS. Okay, I'm not able to enlarge it for some reason. Okay. Second will be cytokines. Now, cytokines are molecules that are released in your body in response to injury. There will be certain cells in your body, and whenever they are recognizing that a pathogen has come inside your body, or if there is any damaging phenomena that is occurring inside your body, generally some of these specialized cells will come into picture and they'll start releasing cytokines. Cytokines का काम ये है, the job of cytokines is that it is alerting other molecules. All right, it will kind of act like how's that right? It will kind of act like a policeman who is calling other people. Okay, who is calling his own, more police fellows and things like that. So वैसा काम कर रहा है और think of it like an alarm. Okay, it is waking you up. It is calling other people and making sure that that the whole body is aware that there is something wrong going on here and we need to fix it. Okay? That is one. Then you have cell membrane receptors. Third and last one, membrane receptors. Cell membrane receptors जो है, as the name suggests, these are receptors that are present on the membrane of the cell. These are essential for interaction between molecules or between cells. Because अब समझो आप एक सेल लिए, let's suppose this is cell number 1, ठीक है? And let's suppose this is cell number 2. ठीक है? अब, if a pathogen has come here and it is affecting this particular cell, cell number 1, एक pathogen आया, it has infected this cell. Cell number one will start releasing certain chemicals. In those chemicals will also be cytokines. All right. This will be released, or these cytokines will be released in literally all directions. So inside the tissue, you have several cells packed together, right? So one cell is being afflicted by this particular bacteria or by this particular pathogen. And now that it has encountered that pathogen, it is literally alerting the nearby cells. He, listen, I have a bacteria inside me. I'm trying to kill it. Please be aware. Please be careful. Things like that. All right. So, अब ये में जो chemical molecule release करा, imagine the chemical that is being released by cell number one looks something like this. Okay. This molecule will go and attach to a receptor present on cell number 2. Each and every cell will have such receptors. This molecule, when it attaches to this receptor, only then will cell number 2 get to know that okay, there is some problem in cell number 1. Okay. So imagine there is one police person. Okay, imagine this is police fellow number 1. This is policeman number 2. Okay. Now the code for any trouble, let's suppose there is a code for robbery. Okay, there is a general code for robbery, and that code is ROB. Okay, rob. Imagine that is the code. Whenever any of these policemen see a robbery going on, they'll switch their walkie-talkie on. Imagine, okay, just painting a scenario. They'll switch their walkie-talkie on and they'll shout, "Rob, rob!" It means that any other policemen that are present nearby will start going to that area and try to stop the robbers. All right, and so on and so forth. What will happen after that is a different story. But यहाँ पर until and unless that code is registered properly, until and unless now in this case the first police fellow, the policeman is telling Rob. Imagine the receiver of the second policeman is not working properly. That word rob will not be registered properly. He might not be able to, he or she might not be able to hear the word rob, and they will not be alerted by that particular word. उससे क्या होता? There is a chance that this robber might run away from here and it might enter this area, the area of rob, what do you call, police fellow number 2. ठीक है, एक घर में रॉबरी हो रही, वहां पर एक पुलिस वाला देखा कि there is a robbery going on and they shouted rob, rob in that particular the walkie-talkie that they have, so that others that are around them are getting alerted. In case one of the policemen, their walkie-talkies are not working properly, okay, what might happen is that policeman might remain ignorant. They might not know that there is a problem going on, there is a robbery going on. There is a good chance that the robber might flee from the initial area and go to that second area, wherever that person is, and they will not know until unless again they see some robbery going on, or they might not even see anything altogether. That way, that pathogen will get away unscathed. The pathogen will get free entry to some other area and it can start damaging other parts. This is the main reason why receptors are very important. ठीक है, आप मैसेज तो भेज दिए, अगर ये रिसीवर बराबर काम नहीं कर रहा तो वो मैसेज रजिस्टर नहीं होगा. That is why cell receptors are very, very important, cell membrane receptors. Once this molecule attaches into the receptor, it will send a signal inside, and that signal indicates to cell number 2 that look, there is a pathogen inside cell number 1. We need to alert the immunity of our body. Okay, immune cells, immunoglobulins, several cells will start flogging the area, and you'll have inflammatory reactions and so on and so forth. Whatever happens after that is a different story. But essentially, you understand how communication between two different cells are working. Right? I hope you understood what are molecular interactions till here. So there are 3 different types. Just to summarize, there are 3 different types of molecular interactions. One is cell adhesion molecules. There are certain proteins that are helping in interaction between molecules. So these proteins, integrins, cadherins, selectins, immunoglobulins, these will literally act as attachment points between 2 cells. So you will see molecules like this, something like this. Okay, they will be attached in between 2 different cells. Adherins, cadherins, integrins, selectins. इनका एक और काम भी रहता. You will understand this a little more in inflammation. You will have a whole topic called inflammation. उसमें, for example, एक tissue space में injury हो रही, Okay, imagine in one particular tissue, imagine in your liver tissue, there is some injury, and in the nearby blood vessels there are macrophages and immune cells moving around. ये integrins क्या करते हैं? Integrins are selectins. They will act as hooks. ये hook का काम करता. This hook will extend into the blood vessel. ये hook जो है, it will hold on to that macrophage, or technically it will be a monocyte क्योंकि वो blood में move हो रहा है, it will be a monocyte. It will hold on to that monocyte, or it might hold on to that macrophage, and once it has held, or once it has caught on to that monocyte and macrophage, this integrin will change its configuration. It will move inside in such a way that those monocytes are able to come inside this thing, inside the tissue space. All right. I hope you are following along. What is happening is I gave one example of how a selectin works and how these molecules work. Okay. So imagine reading the mouse. Imagine आपके liver tissue में ये एक stack है. Let me use this. Yeah. Imagine this represents a few cells that are present inside your liver. Okay. This is cell number 1, and this is a part of a tissue. Okay. So the tissue is liver tissue. Right. And यहाँ nearby there is a blood vessel flowing around. Okay. So imagine this is the blood vessel. अब these molecules which are selectants, for example, these will come out of the cell and they will extend into the blood vessel like this. Okay. And whenever there is injury, these cadherins, ये जो selectants and cadherins है, they are specifically activated during an attack of a pathogen. So imagine we have a pathogen like this, the pink colored small dot that I'm drawing. Imagine that is a pathogen that has affected this cell. Okay. एक बार pathogen आ गया, the cell knows, okay, there is something wrong with me, there is a foreign body inside me. So what the cell will do is it will start calling, technically speaking, it will try to hook in immune cells. आपके blood में monocytes, neutrophils, several immune cells are just flowing about, WBCs. ये क्या करता selectin? Imagine there is one particular monocyte like this. All monocytes will have attachment sites like this. Okay, ये hook को attach होता. So what will happen is, as you can see, as this monocyte starts flowing, imagine it is flowing in this direction. Okay, as it comes closer, it will get hooked here. ऐसा hook हो जाता. Once it has gotten hooked inside, this fellow will pull it inside. Okay, this selectin will literally drag that monocyte inside tissue space. Blood vessel में से tissue space के अंदर लेके आता. Okay, once we discuss inflammation, I'll go into a little more detail, but essentially that is happening. इसका result क्या होता है? That monocyte will mature into a macrophage, and you know what macrophages do. Macrophages are phagocytes. Imagine this is a macrophage. This macrophage will be able to attack that pathogen, and it will be able to, stop the spread of that pathogen and try to control the pathogenic response, control the disease as such. Okay, that is one way in which these cell adhesion molecules work. Then there are cytokines. Cytokines are special chemicals that are released by cells and the cell which is getting affected itself, and they are also released by neutrophils, WBCs, in hopes that it can go and stimulate other chemicals, so that all of them can start an inflammatory reaction. It is essentially in hopes that once an inflammatory reaction is occurring, the body will pay more attention to that particular region, thinking that, okay, there must be something wrong because there are so many cytokines coming and getting accumulated in this area. It is one way through which your cells will start communicating. Then there are cell membrane proteins. These cytokines, for them to work, and any other molecule for that matter to work, they need to be received. That information needs to be received by a receptor. Each of these cells will have a receptor on their surface, several different types of receptors for different molecules. And once the specific receptor comes and attaches here, it is like the same as enzyme. Enzyme substrate complex जो आप last year पढ़े थे, एक particular enzyme को एक particular substrate ही attach हो सकता. The same way for one particular molecule, that molecule can only attach to one particular type of receptor. It will not attach to any other type of receptor. Once that molecule finds that receptor, it will attach to it and it will send the information. It will relay the information which it was supposed to relay. In this sense, the information will be that there is some pathogen, there is some damage going around in this area. We need to call the immune system, we need to activate the immune system, and so on and so forth. Whatever happens after that is a different story. All right. So those are molecular interactions. I hope you understood the point here. If you have doubts, please feel free to ask. Or if you want me to repeat anything, you feel free to ask. Right. Now coming to cell injury. सेल इंजरी क्या है? नॉर्मली एक सेल का जो फिजियोलॉजिकल प्रोसेस रहता, थोड़े फिजियोलॉजिकल डिमांड्स रहते हैं, ठीक है, जो आपके सेल को मेंटेन करना पड़ता. योर सेल इज ट्राइंग टू मेंटेन होमियोस्टेसिस, ठीक है, ट्राइंग टू मेंटेन अ स्टेडी स्टेट. व्हेनेवर देयर इज अ फिजियोलॉजिकल स्ट्रेस, या तो फिजियोलॉजिकल रहने दो या पैथोलॉजिकल रहने दो, ठीक है, या तो फिजियोलॉजी में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है और देयर इज अ पैथोजन दैट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम आउटसाइड एंड दैट इज कॉजिंग अ प्रॉब्लम. Either way, it will start putting stress on cells. Okay, and that particular cell which is undergoing stress, it might get injured. Okay, now cell injury itself will be of several types. You will have reversible and irreversible cell injury. That is one way of categorizing. Okay, आप समझो बहुत severe injury नहीं है, it is mild injury. Or to put it in one way, it is a reversible type of injury, meaning once you remove the stress, जो भी stress है, reversible injury. Okay. Reversible injury किसको बोल सकते हैं? Imagine there is something cooking on a stove for about 20 minutes and the pot is very hot and you don't realize and you touch that pot. What will happen? The skin will start burning, the tips of your finger will start burning. Through reflex, you will immediately remove your hand. But essentially, to the cells of your fingers, the tip of your finger, they have experienced a form of stress. In this case, it is heat, but it is a type of stress. And it is very acute and it is reversible. Reversible in the sense, once you are removing your finger from that particular position, imagine it was just for a split second. You touched and immediately you realize that it is very hot and you removed it immediately. Okay? In that case, it will be categorized under reversible injury. बहुत थोड़ी देर के लिए वह acute problem था, ठीक है, and you immediately removed your hand. So it will be reversible injury. There might be some changes in the cells that are present there, but more often than not, your body will recover very quickly. Okay? You might not even notice it as much. Then we have irreversible injury. Now imagine that pot had boiling water, okay, and you accidentally hit that pot and some of the water spilled on your hand or whatever, whichever part it got spilled. Imagine it got spilled on your fingers. So in this scenario, it will be irreversible injury because it will take some time for your body to heal from that because it is much more bigger injury compared to just touching a hot pot. Right? If you have boiling, scalding water that is falling on your skin, it will immediately cause burns. Now, depending on the amount of water, depending on the time of contact and various other factors, it might be first or second degree burn, or if it is really a big problem, then बहुत ज़्यादा severe है तो third degree burns. That will be categorized under irreversible injury. That is one way of classifying cell injury. Another way of classifying cell injury will be there are inherited genetic disorders or genetic causes based on causes. Okay. Then you have acquired causes. Okay. ये एक और तरीका है. This is the other way through which you can categorize cell injury. Like one way is whether or not whether it is reversible or not. The second way is through cause, whether the cause is inherited as in genetic cause or whether it is an acquired cause. इनहेरिटेड कॉजेस में क्या आते हैं, दो प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं, मेनली क्रोमोसोम से रिलेटेड आते हैं। इनहेरिटेड कॉजेस में या तो नंबर ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स में abnormality है, so normal human is supposed to have 23 pairs of chromosomes, so either there is a problem in the number of chromosomes, so instead of having 23 pairs they might have 22 pairs, or आप लोग जेनेटिक्स में पढ़े होंगे XY XXY या XYY, या there are several abnormalities in the number of chromosomes. I'm not getting into the details of that, but they are numerical problems. Chromosome 23 रहने का, anything other than 23 will be a numerical problem. All right. Then we have structural abnormalities. So anything other than the normal structure of your chromosome. Now your normal structure of your chromosome looks something like this. Right? You have this. Right? Centromere के around. This is something like this, right? The chromosome. Now imagine अगर मैं structural difference या structural defect बोला, so imagine this chromosome instead of looking normal, it is like this. Three of the arms are normal, but the fourth arm is जो chromatids है, एक sister chromatid normal है, दूसरा sister chromatid abnormal है, ठीक है? यहाँ पर एक बड़ा part missing है. This part is missing. So that will lead to structural abnormalities. Okay, each of them will have their own implications, but essentially speaking, yes, it is categorized under the structural abnormality, and they will be categorized under inherited genetic disorder. These you cannot exactly do anything about them. Okay, genetic disorders may there's not much you can do because you cannot change anything as such. Right? Then we have acquired causes. Acquired causes mean we have several types. I hope you understood what are inherited genetic causes. Either there is a problem in the number of chromosomes, you get 23 pairs रहने का more या less है, या फिर there are structural problems, right? Sister chromatins are abnormal and things like that. Now, acquired causes mean you have several different types. The first one will be hypoxia and ischemia. Hypoxia is decrease in the amount of oxygen that is being received by one particular cell. Okay, imagine if you're talking about your heart, the cardiac tissue. Okay, agar the amount of oxygen, now heart is a particular organ which requires a lot of oxygen because it keeps on continuously beating at all times. It requires a copious amount of oxygen. At any period of time, if the supply of oxygen has decreased to your heart, that will lead to hypoxic injury. All right, so oxygen कम हो जा रहा. On the other hand, अगर hypoxia चलते जा रहा, ischemia is when the amount of oxygen that is being received by that particular cell is almost nil. Okay, hypoxia is low amount of oxygen. Ischemia is almost no amount of oxygen. There will be no oxygen that is being supplied. In either of these cases, there will be injury to that particular tissue. ठीक है, आप हार्ट का ले लो या ब्रेन का ले लो या लिवर का ले लो, whatever tissue you are talking about, it requires oxygen for sustenance. If you are decreasing the supply of oxygen to that particular organ, or you are cutting off the supply of oxygen to that particular organ, it will lead to injury. That is acquired cause. That is first acquired cause. Then we have physical agents. फिजिकल एजेंट्स में क्या था, आपका हीट, यूवी रेडिएशन, ठीक है, कोल्ड, ये पूरा उसमें आता. So I just gave you an example where hot boiling water is falling on someone's hand, that is causing injury. That will come under acquired cause of cell injury. Similarly, like physical, there is chemical agents, including drugs. So chemical agents में एक तो आपके imagine someone is walking around in a forest and they pick up a mushroom, or they pick up a poisonous berry, or they pick up some plant or something that they are not supposed to eat, and they are consuming it for whatever reason. That might lead to injury. Okay, all of them will be classified under chemical agents, right? Including drugs. Sometimes what happens is drugs can also lead to injury. Okay, significant amount of injury, that is. So drugs are technically chemicals. In this scenario, chemical agents में drugs को classify करते हैं क्योंकि that is also causing a chemical agent like injury. Then we have microbial agents. Now, microbial agents में क्या viral infections या bacterial infection, fungal infection, parasitic infection, वो पूरे microbes में आते हैं. Okay, microbial infections में आते हैं. Then there are immunological agents. Immunologic agents. There is a problem in the person's immunity. आपके autoimmune disorders इसमें आते हैं. ठीक है. The person's immunity is not working properly. Either it is not functioning properly or it has become overactive where it is damaging its own cells. Okay. Imagine your macrophages, imagine your neutrophils attacking your own cells. Okay, that will be a problem. So those all of them will come under immunological agents. Then we have nutritional derangements. Nutritional derangements may essentially the most significant one will be that two. One is overeating, which will lead to obesity. Then we have malnutrition, where or starvation as such. Because the more common one is starvation. Technically now obesity is coming very close, but starvation and malnutrition is something that is rampant even now in several parts of the world. Okay. For a long period of time, if you are not consuming the essential amount of food and essential nutrients that are required for your body to function properly, you will have injury, cell injury, significant amount of cell injury, wherein you will see children who are not growing properly, or there is not proper development in their, either they are not physically developed or they are not mentally developed or both sometimes. So that marasmus, kwashiorkor, ये पूरे nutritional derangements की वजह से आते हैं. Then we have psychological factors. Psychological factors may upper stress, anxiety, depression, all of them will play a part in causation of cell injury. This will mostly be concentrated in neurological part of your brain, or your neurological part of your body, that is your brain, but it can also damage other parts of your body. It is not necessary that psychological problems will only cause a problem in your brain. Psychological problems की वजह से a person can get heart attack, right? Or they might get a stroke if they are getting some sudden news, or there's a sudden fluctuation in their emotions, things like that. Those will come under psychological factors of causation of cell injury. Right? So those are the acquired causes of cell injury. I hope you understood till here. We'll discuss about reversible and reversible injury in the next class. All right? If you have doubts, please feel free to ask.